All right, welcome to the back nine of the Thorne out at Pontiac Oaks Park. If you haven't seen the front nine, go back and watch that. It's a pretty boring display. We'll do spoilers here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting at 1 under par. It was a very, very slow start to the round. Got a couple birdies and got my first bogey over on hole 9. So now we're on the little bit more open part of the course, starting here on hole 10, and a few scoreable holes, and see if we can't get the ship right and put together a few more birdies. Let's have at it. Hole 10 is par 3, uphill. Plays probably about 340, 350. Overall distance is probably like 320. It's something that I'm still trying to figure out. That it's definitely in mid-range territory for me, but this little bit of a low ceiling and the uphill kind of makes me throw fairway driver. The problem then has become I'm either catching the tree limbs that are on the right-hand side of the fairway and falling very, very short, or I'm not holding straight enough and I'm fading out left, which gives me an obstructed putt at like 40 feet. So it's a tricky hole. We'll get it figured out eventually. Right now, we're going to go striker up the gut. We got a little bit of a left to right tailwind, so I pretty much am just coming to the fact that I'm going to be off to the left-hand side. We got a slip on the tee pad. We missed the trees. We're really short. We're off to the right. Should be the easy up and down for a par. Well, we're definitely a little cooked over here. We got a little bit of room to work. A little chip shot forehand. Maybe we can get it high enough to give it a little run for a throw-in. And not even close, but should be a pretty straightforward putt for par. Considering being so off target with the drive, I'm okay with that. Actually, thought I was a little bit closer. It's a little bit of a tester, but still a fairly straightforward putt. So let's get our par and get off this hole. Alrighty. We're okay with that. Moving on. Hole 11 is a par 4. It is a straight shot off the tee that gets you even with the corner on that right-hand side. And then that should set you up with a spike hyzer, either forehand or backhand, to the basket. If you're feeling a little cheeky and there's no snow on the ground that you could slip and die, you can go big up and over this right-hand side and actually have yourself a look for an eagle. We're not doing that today. Instead, we're just going to try to get a forehand straight out there with a ballista. Good looking shot. Give me a jump. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Pretty much ideal. Would not have been unhappy if I was a little bit more forward down the hill, but I'm in a great spot. Normally, I'd go forehand up and over that left-hand side. We've got a little bit of a breeze coming right to left, so we're going to go backhand. See if we can't let the wind kind of push us a little bit. Basket, if you can make out the pole, is just underneath this orange tree where it stops. So we're kind of going right at that pine over there and just come in soft, give ourselves a look at the 3. Well, hit the pine, got through the pine, and I'm like 5 feet away. So that will be a nice little birdie to start off then the back, since we missed hole 10, and we'll get ourselves back at 2 under par. All right. Two under. I've always been really fond of this dog. Really unique shot in the old design. I'm very partial to throwing grenades. And I'll throw grenades. That's an opportunity to get to your basket. This changed now with the 2 fairways. There's a right side fairway where you have to kind of hold a soft hyzer, not necessarily a spike hyzer, a soft hyzer to wrap around. There's also a forehand straight shot then that finishes off. It is an island. It does have a little bit of barrier blocking than this forehand line, which is the easier line. So that's cool because it makes it a little trickier. And I like that sort of stuff then. It's really well done. Looks great. With this wind that I have, especially whether I want to go forehand, I get the wind down, I'm going to pull it to the left. If I don't, it's going to finish me off a lot sooner. It'll probably go right into those barriers. Backhand just going to push down, which is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. So we are going to go backhand. Unfortunately, when you guys are set up, you're not really going to see much of that stuff. And we're a little deep in the basket, but I think we're still inside the circle, so it worked out pretty well. This is actually far better than what I thought it actually was. Got a nice little park job here on hole 12. Back-to-back birds. Hole 13, pretty tricky par 3. The basket is actually up over that way. You can kind of make out like the 2 bigger pine trees that are in the distance. That's where the basket is. This hole used to actually have 2 locations. The pin, the sleeve is still down there. So there was this left position and there was the right position. The sleeve, I believe, is still down there, so they could, in theory, move it back at whenever they wish. I really like that location a lot better. It felt more like a technical, golf shot. The big thing is get something out on a little bit of baby hyzer, have it half sit up and push to the left, get it over the hill, get it under the branch, and hopefully you get lucky and miss the tree that you see right there. And then about 60, 70 feet past that tree are 2 pine trees, which usually if you hit this line, if you don't hit the small orange tree there, you're basically hitting the pine trees. So it's not my favorite location. Like I said, I really like that right location a lot more, just because it was more of that shot that if you hit perfectly, you got rewarded. This one, it feels like you could hit it right, but still not necessarily get rewarded, which never makes a hole fun. This pad looks pretty sketchy, so we're just going to try not to die and hopefully we get ourselves over it. straight. We're going to be out of position, but we're down the fairway. Thankfully, we're not too bad out of position. Basket is just past these pines over here. In the forehand. Sometimes if you want to, we're going to go on the backhand floaty turnover. See if we can beat the branches and get ourselves close. Yep, pretty much perfect. Exactly how you draw it up. We got ourselves a tap in par and walk away. Yeah, I'd say we executed that very, very well. Hole 14 is in par 4, and honestly, probably one of my favorite. Tree bunker. You have a shot. There's another fairway there that's a little tricky to get out of, but it does allow you to get out. And this patch not on the fairway at all. Otherwise, you have the main one. So obviously, the goal is to be in the main one. We're going to try for that off this super sketchy tee pad. We're going to go Gold Line Ballista because we got a lot of tailwind working here. We're going to see if we can a little low, and that wind dropped me even more, and unfortunately I think I'm caught in between the main fairway and that little right side false fairway, which is the worst spot to be outside of like not even getting through this gap. So let's see what we got to work with. You know what, we're going to go forehand. We're going to go forehand. Make sure that we just get angle right. Hopefully the wind will help us into the basket. Oh, really? Let's do it directly down the hill now. That's disappointing. I mean, get up and down for a par, but we actually had a possibility of still getting that birdie, so that is disappointing. Well, we got a big enough skip off the ground that we actually kind of have a look for a birdie still. It's big, but definitely did not anticipate the head of this trip. So I'll be alright with it, but I'm still okay taking it. Well, I'm definitely going to be okay taking a par. I don't know what that was. goodness, that was a terrible cut. I feel gross even tapping this thing in. That was so bad. So bad. That was a disappointing display all around. So, on the 15, little ace runner. Fast to the straight, you might not be able to see it and be blocked by a couple trees. There is a forehand route that you can swing around, which honestly with this wind today is probably not the worst idea because the wind will help push you back away from the cycle. Otherwise, you're taking something slow and neutral, throwing it up alongside the right hand side and letting it fall down. With this wind, it'll be very easy to go a little too straight and wind up a little long on it. Shouldn't have to worry about it fading too far down the hill and getting to OB. Basically, well, that worked out. Kind of missed my line a little bit, but the wind got me to flip up flat, and I'm pretty much pin high, maybe, I don't know, 22 feet away, so let's get this bird. It actually looked like I got a little bit more around this tree than I did. And it's still not a bad spot. Nice. That worked out really good. Oh. Definitely playing the back nine a little bit better than the front. Well, the back nine itself is more scoreable in general. But hey, we don't complain. We just try to make birdies. Hole 16 is a fun par 3. It is a completely blind shot. Speed control, risks. Space in the sky. I'm hoping you guessed everything correctly. It's about maybe 250 feet or so. Depending on the wind, which today we got a little bit left to right, I sometimes go outside and I swing it around with the wind pushing me into something unstable. Otherwise, we're just going pretty neutral, right at the gut, kind of in between the two rocks on the right-hand side, a little bit more over the right rock. And as long as you're continually going straight, you pretty much head right towards the basket. It's just a matter of did you get the speed right and the power right. Let's go. Well, there's a little headwind. Screw it. Let's have fun. We got a little headwind going left to right. So we're going to go wide left with the fuse and see if I can get it to just pull me, push me, I guess, across back towards the basket. Terrible. It's an awful shot. Probably should have planted on the tee pad, but didn't trust it at all. I mean, I'm in the middle of the fairway. Yeah, pretty bad. I got lucky. I even got through the tree, so it wasn't nearly wide enough. Far too much air power. So we're just looking at this. Get ourselves close to the basket. Get our par and be done with this. know if it was going to hold its hyzer or not with this little bit of breeze going on, but it did. And I should be sitting at like 5 feet. Well, like I said, held its hyzer. That worked out pretty well. We'll take the par after such a terrible tee shot. Hole 17, par 4, big tee shot. You gotta get on top of the hill. You want to press the hill. You want to be a little right. If you can get by the tree up there, you're okay. If you get to the right and past the tree, that's prime real estate. What you really don't want to be is left on the hill. It just severely pinches off your we're going to attempt to use the G-pad. It's starting to melt. It's coming up a little bit. The other one was so icy anyways, it didn't really matter. I stepped on it. Alright, so we're going to go with our Opto Ballista. See if we can't get the angle right. This little bit of wind that should be at our backs, maybe a little right to left, so it'll pull us a little bit more right. Okay. I didn't get the drift that I thought I was going to get, but I should be pretty close to that tree. I don't think I got to skip too far left, so that's fine. And yeah, we'll see what we can work with. All right, all things considered, I'm not unhappy with it. I like to be a little bit further up if possible. Which I think we're going to go with. It's usually my normal play. Just throwing a back or a forehand along this left side. Something that kind of just flips up a little bit and goes pretty straight. Dang it. I think if I missed that tree, I have a look. Might be a little bit to the left, but I'm pretty sure I would have had a look. Bummer. Oh well. Left myself a little bit of a tough start. A little shorter than what I would have liked, especially with this wind. Struggle bus par, but we got it. On to 18. Alrighty, hole 18. We're here. I want to say it's like a 330-foot hole. It's a little downhill, so maybe it plays like 320-ish. I like going backhand if there's headwind. I like going forehand if there's tailwind. There is a little bit of tailwind coming through this, and down there it should actually kind of be a little bit of a cushion. So I think we're going to go forehand. The thing is what to utilize. Yeah, we'll go striker. Why not? It might be a little too straight for it, but as long as I get down there by like the pine and the tree, like it's fine. It's an easy par. pin high, a little bit off to the right-hand side. It'll be a tricky little downhill putt, but we'll see if we can make the bird, finish this off. Awesome. What a way to finish. What a way to finish. So, there you have it. That was the back nine at the Thorne, Pontiac Oaks Park. I believe, we definitely went bogey-free on the back nine, which is good. And I'm pretty sure I shot 4 under. I think it was 4 under. I'll put the UDisc scorecard up to at the end of this video. Feel pretty good about that one, even with such a slow start on the front. It was nice to get these on the back nine. So overall, felt like a really good round to me. Probably a few strokes shy here and there, but threw some pretty good shots, threw some bad shots, had some very mediocre putts, but when you finish things off with something like that, it feels pretty good. So, as always, please like and subscribe. And until next time, take care of yourself. Throw well. Bye.